So, have you ever had any books that were on your shelf and you were thinking, I don't think I would really read these, and they're kind of just filling up space, but I just don't know where to give these books so other people can enjoy them? Today, I had one of those predicaments, and I'll be going to just a couple of little libraries. I think they're called mini libraries that are just around where I'm located right now, and we'll see what kind of books that are there. So for the first one that I'll be going to hopefully, cause I'm using this website that says this is where book libraries are. Hopefully they're there. If not, there's plenty other ones to go to. Because how the mini libraries work is you leave a book and you take a book. So I'm bringing two with me for the first one. The two books that I'll be bringing is the No Fear Shakespeare Cliff Notes of Hamlet, and then I will be doing the Death on the Nile. I've read both of these books. For this one, I kind of it was not my reading style, so I had I was listening to audiobooks, and that really helped me finish the book. And it was a good storyline, but I guess I'm just not used to Agatha Christie's writing. And then for the Hamlet, this is it's literally it's side by side of translates Shakespeare's dialogue with English language. And I was in a show back in high school and they gave us these, and I just haven't picked it up since then. So I feel if someone is more obsessed with Shakespeare, I think I would probably have this person have it instead of me just never gonna pick it up again. So without further ado, let's go to our first mini library. So it has been a couple of days since I've done my little mini library hunting. We are still in January, so Happy New Year. I didn't say that in the beginning of the video, which, how are we already in 2026? That's so crazy. So we're still trudging on, even though I had not the best time where the area that I was at. Either it was books that I wasn't really interested in, or they were it's a children's mini library, and I'm yeah, I don't need children's books right now. I am gonna start my part two, but day two of finding these mini libraries, because the final one that I went to, that was kind of close to a library, so I don't know if that means anything. That one I'm oh my gosh, there's such good books in there that I would actually be reading, but I only brought the one book with me, and I was oh gosh dang it, because I'm I would want to probably trade all of those books that are in there. I'm going to show you the two books that I have picked out on Monday, so we'll continue on for today with the other two books I would like to exchange. So the first book that I found in the first mini library that I went to is called 1,000 Acres. I actually have not heard of this book, but I think that's the one thing that intrigued me was it's a New York Times bestseller, and also it looked like it has a movie because there's like a little sticker on there. So I'm like, okay, this will probably be pretty interesting. The second book that I swapped with was at the last mini library that I went on Monday. And oh my goodness, like there was so much to choose from, but I'm like, okay, since I have a like mystery book that I'm gonna be trading, let me get another mystery book. So I haven't heard this one, but it's called Local Women Missing. And I was kind of reading the back, and it was saying this girl kind of went missing and then comes back. I'm like glancing at the back of this. And I'm like, huh. And also some reason it kind of looks wintry. I don't know. It looks more cloudy, but it's giving like January snowy vibes. But I don't know what the setting of it is. Kind of excited to read that. And now I feel like I want to go back to that mini library, but we'll see if I'll go back. But I want to look at, there's 2 other ones that I know of that I will go back, and that's kind of a backup if I need to go back there. So yeah, let's go to my car and I'll show you the other 2 books that I'll be trading and kind of the reason why I'm letting them go. So let's go to the next clip. We are at the new location, literally the mini library right over there. So instead of like showing 2 books and trading 2 books, I thought since I had more books to trade, I was gonna do 3. So the first book is The Fill-In Boyfriend. And I read this back like, I think it was like high school. And I just really liked it. And the reason why I'm kind of like trading it is because it is in I think it is like in a high school prom. So it is like more like teenage-y type of vibe, and that's not what I am anymore. And I'm somebody that likes to read kind of like where I'm at, like in my life. So I feel like this would be best for another girl that is probably going through her senior year or in high school. And I feel like it was a pretty good story. I don't remember if there is any spice, but it was pretty nice. It got some well-loved, like the spine is kind of a little worn out, but it was a really good book. The next book that I read in my adult life, I know this is probably controversial, but it's The Unhoneymooners. And the reason I was not really a big fan, okay, hear me out. The beginning of it was pretty good. I got hooked. But then when like the guy, the main character, started being a little douchey because, you know, he was cool, I was just like, okay, I don't like this anymore. And I literally remember reading like, and literally trying to push like to the next chapter, like skipping a couple of pages because I was like not into it. So I feel like someone else will probably like this better. I know I've heard really good reviews, and that's why I picked this up. But I feel like it's time to give this to someone that would really enjoy it. And then the last book, let me just say, I bought it to read it, and I didn't read it because I was scared to read it, and I'm still scared to read it because of what I've heard from people saying this book and a scene that I'm not wanting to read. I'm kind of scared. I'm like, I thought it was going to be a cutesy book, but then when I was watching people review this book and talk about what's in it, it made me push myself away from it. Cause if you haven't seen any of my other videos, what got me starting to read is reading romance books, and I'm kind of not in that vibe anymore. I'm kind of branching out more to like mystery and nonfiction books. So I'm gonna give this to somebody that is probably really wanting to read this book. It's definitely not me. Do not really want to read any spice. Do not like any open door spice or Open Door Romance, I think that's what it's called. Those are my 3 books that I'll be trading, and yeah, let's get this day 2 off to a great start. Woohoo! I'm having like a Jesus moment right now with the light. I'm like in a parking lot that you need like a pass. So I'm gonna be here for like 2 seconds. So hopefully I don't get ticketed. But the first one that went really well, but I wanted to sort of like keep bouncing back and forth between B-roll and then me talking. I'm gonna show you the rest of the books that I'll be trading. I still have like the fill-in boyfriend book. But then the other ones I wanted to combine is these 2 holiday books that I have, The Kiss Curse and Meet Me Under the Mistletoe. This one is pretty spicy. I should not own this because how spicy this is. I'm trying to hold it light. And then this one I was trying to get into. It did start pretty sweet. I was just not into it. And this next books, these are kind of like stuff that like I picked up that I thought I was gonna use and then I didn't. So this one, I was obsessed with this actor, Emma Watson. I'm like really trying to with this light. I was really obsessed with her in middle school, but I have not read it, so I'm like, I don't think I'm ever gonna pick it up. And then for my honors project, I thought these would be best to use. So I have all these like religious, spiritual books that are like, it's like 20 questions for like these each. It's like the church, the Bible difficulties, miracles, New Age, all these different books. But I'm like, I don't think I'm ever gonna read them. So that's kind of like the rest of the books that I have. So let's continue on this montage. So yesterday was a great success. I of course changed locations and I found these other mini libraries that had some fantastic books. So I will do a little recap of the books that I found. So the first mini library that I went to, there was a book that I saw, and I know I'm going against my word about saying that I'm not gonna read any books that are like below like where I'm at right now, so I wouldn't read any high school setting books. I did not follow that word, and I picked up Eleanor and Park. I don't know much about it, but I'm like, I was excited when I saw this, and of course it won an award, so of course I had to pick it up. And then the second book, I actually have not heard of it, but it is called The Beauty May She Walk. And I was reading the description of it, and it was saying something about 9/11, so I feel like that would be pretty interesting. I don't know if it's like the main thing that will be discussed, but it was something before my time, but that would be pretty interesting. Both of these are hardcovers, which I am not really somebody that would be like, oh, I need a hardcover. But because I just like for a long time I preferred paperback but now I'm kind of now really liking how sturdy they are when I'm like reading. And even, I guess I'm also somebody that reads in bed, so it's like when I'm laying on my side, it's easier for them to stand up if they're hardcover than paperback. Then the second library that I went to, there was not that many books, but I felt like I needed to take at least one, and I did fill that one up with the other tiny books that I had that were miscellaneous. So the one that I picked up is All I Want from Santa, and this of course is a Christmas book, but I was reading the back and I guess there was another novel that was made and this was like a remake or something, like they republished it or something. I don't know, I was kind of reading it, like I literally picked it up without even reading it, and then when I got in the car I was like, oh, that's interesting. But this is paperback, so it's not like the first two that I got. So moving on. Third and final one that I actually ended on Monday, and I had in mind, I'm like, oh, hopefully those two books that I saw when I was there last are there. And sadly, someone took them, but it's okay. Hopefully whoever took them, hopefully they enjoy those books. So then I picked up these two books. I have not heard of them before. The first one is Mother Teresa, Her Essential Wisdom. And I, of course, because I'm a Catholic, so I know who Mother Teresa is, but I haven't read any of her books before. But it is edited by another author, so I don't know if this is actually her words or not, but I'm kind of interested in that. And then another book, The Language of Flowers. I think this kind of, I don't say it's a mystery, but it's kind of, it just talks about flowers and how she deals like her emotions with flowers and that, and how she connects with people. So that is all of the books that I got through this fun little mini date that I went on for myself. And even though it was a rocky start, I still had a very good successful ending, and I cannot wait to add these to my shelf and to read them. And yes, thank you guys for watching, and if you want to see any more book content, please subscribe and leave your comments down below of what you would like to see. And yes, and remember that Jesus loves you. Bye!